Hey, good morning, everyone. My name is Wes Henson, and I serve as the interim pastor at the First Baptist Church of Cutler. And every Monday through Friday, about this time, we gather together with a cup of coffee. So go ahead and get your coffee, kind of top it off if you would, take a couple sips. We're going to get ready, get started. We've got a few things we need to cover this morning. And so we want to go ahead and get started on all of that. But I'm glad that you've tuned in today. Hope you had a great weekend. The temperatures sure have warmed up. All that snow and ice is melting, and it's going to be springtime here before we know it. Isn't that right? And on top of that, in about, I think about 15, 14, 13 days, something like that, less than 2 weeks, the time is going to change, and we're going to go spring forward, which means that we're going to lose an hour of sleep. And so one of the things that we might ask this morning, which is totally off topic, do you like daylight saving time? Or would you rather have regular time? Now, I'm going to tell you what I like. I'm going to be in the minority here, I know, but I'm going to put my vote on for just regular time. Just regular time. Forget the daylight saving time. Just let it play out as it would, and I don't want to lose that hour of sleep. It seems like I never get it back. And I know that it falls back in the fall, but I just never get it back. I am more tired every year because of daylight saving time and losing that hour. But that's just me. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to get started this morning by talking about the importance of signs. Signs are important because they help us to communicate. They help us to navigate. Signs give us input into decision. And then there are physical signs that we see, and then also the signs that we kind of infer by the environment around us. And over the next few weeks, we're going to explore signs from the Gospel of John. And these signs are signs that point to Jesus, point to who he is as a person, his nature, his power, his identity. Now, some people would call them miracles that take place, but in John's Gospel, he doesn't call them miracles. He calls them signs. And the signs, the miracles, the signs, they have a purpose. And we're going to see that as it plays out over the next several weeks. Now, this week, we're looking at John chapter 2, verses 1 through 11. So that's where we're going to study. We're going to camp out on that passage all week long. And this is the, the account where Jesus's first miracle or first sign at the wedding in Cana, where he turns the water into wine. And our focal verses for today, just a couple of verses, is John chapter 2, verses 3, 4, and 5. Let me just read them real quickly, and then we'll talk about them for just a bit. So when the wine ran out, the mother of Jesus said to him, "They have no wine." And Jesus said to her, "Woman, what does this have to do with me? My hour has not yet come." And his mother said to the servants, "Do whatever he tells you." So in this passage right here, we're getting kind of, in the middle of it, we see that there's a real concern, a real human concern, a real need. There's a shortage of wine at a wedding. And Mary knows, because Mary knows, that Jesus can provide. And she turns to him in her moment of need. Now, this is all before anybody really sees Jesus as the Messiah. So this is all in the very early stages, which we see from Jesus's response. And what he's saying to his mother, whom he calls woman, that we might think that, well, that's kind of disrespectful. But in that culture and in that day, it was not a term of disrespect at all. In fact, it was just a regular term that they used. But in his response, Jesus, and this is a very important point, Jesus is showing that his work on earth is going to be marked by divine timing, by God's timing and God's purpose. In other words, it's not going to rely upon the impulses or the demands of those around him. In other words, when Jesus performs these signs or miracles, it's not going to be a lucky charm or some kind of magic incantation that his followers can make and all of a sudden Jesus performs. That's not at all what miracles are about, or what, in fact, they're signs. They have a purpose. And so Jesus is letting her know that, but also notice here that he responds with grace to her, that he's going to do something. And when we face difficulties and we face troubles and uncertainties, we too can trust that Jesus cares about the details of our lives and that he can bring about abundant joy. And again, I'm going to encourage you to read through John chapter 2, 1 through 11 as we come back and you get the full picture. And we're just dissecting it day by day. But we can trust that Jesus cares about the details of our lives and he can bring about abundant joy even when we feel that things are running out, just as the wine was running out, and yet Jesus is able to act. And Jesus' ability to transform situations is the same today as it was then. Jesus brings more than enough into our lives. And we're going to see this playing out as we go through the week. Okay, thought for today. What can we glean from this today? And here's the thought. Think about a need in your life, a need that you have, no matter how small it might be or how large it might be. And do you believe that Jesus can bring abundance into your situation? You have the need, a lacking. Do you believe that Jesus can bring abundance into your situation? Evidently, Mary did, because she went to Jesus with her need. So therefore, ask the Lord to provide what you need. And then, here's key, then trust him. Trust that God knows the perfect timing and the way to do so. Trust God to have the perfect, bring the need before the Lord, the lacking before the Lord, and then believe that he can provide for what you need, and then trust him that he knows the perfect time and he knows the perfect way to do what needs to be done in your life. Okay, folks, have a great Monday. Get off to a good start. We're going to make this a good week. Temperatures are going to get warmer. Spring's on its way. And we're all excited about the things that are yet to be. So y'all, I'll see you again real soon. Look for you again tomorrow. Bye for now.